Hey everybody, here we are today with Shiva Bhaskar from Tier 1 Credit, and he's going to give us some pointers on just how you can handle your credit, and that'll be coming up next.
Perfect. Thank you, C.Ray. Appreciate you having me on today, and nice to see you on today. So yeah, as C.Ray said, my name is.
All right, and we are back. So this is a little bit get to know you, Shiva, and let people know what you've been through and kind of your story about getting into Tier 1 credit and everything. I know you've got a great story. I've heard it, but I think other people would benefit from it also. So how did you actually end up getting
Sure. Thank
started in
you.
credit repair?
Yeah, C.Ray, it's an interesting little story. So I graduated from law school in 2010, and at the time, as some folks might remember, the job market was quite bad, and so for a lot of us, even with having gone through school and passed the bar exam, it was pretty tough to find employment. And as a result, that plus my own lack of knowledge had trouble making payments on student loans. And then, those went delinquent, derogatory, what have you. And that damaged my credit a lot. And then I ended up obviously finding work and things were going well with career, but my credit was damaged. And over time, I was able to, have that damage subside. But I started to ask myself, there's got to be so many people who went through some version of what I went through. What could you do? And I started digging a bit into the laws around credit reporting. And that's how I started to better understand the process of credit restoration or credit repair. And, as they say, the rest is history. I mean, once I started learning about it, I just got obsessed and then eventually ended up basically bringing cases where we sued credit bureaus and others for making mistakes, serious mistakes on credit reports. And then that sort of, led myself and my business partner, Tony Budry, who already had a background in the space, that led us to, figure out how we could help more people and continue to hone our methods. So yeah, it just really came out of our own experiences and then realizing other folks had the same pain point and trying to help them with it.
Very good. Very, very good. So, and you say 2010 you graduated, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm,
And
that's right.
so how long
I,
before you
I
actually started Tier 1?
it was quite a while, C.Ray. I mean, I was working as an attorney and all of that for a number of years. We started Tier 1 in early 2017. So right around 5 years coming up on, since we're recording this in March 2017. So right around 5 years. And initially when we started, I obviously had some background from having, getting involved with bringing some of these Fair Credit Reporting Act cases. But when we started, really what we began with was working with mortgage lenders and realtors to help some of their clients. And over time, came to realize that it's not just about cleaning up the damage, but a lot of it is also building better credit. And there's some really powerful strategies and products to help with that. So the more we dug into that, it's been an ever evolving product, right? I mean, if you came to me in 2017 versus what we were sort of able to bring to the table in 2019 or 20, I like to think it's always growing and changing. So we've been doing it for several years, but the industry continues to change and credit reporting continues to change. So we always make an effort to stay on top of that.
Well, very nice. Very, very nice. So when me and you met, I believe that was late 18 or early 19. You were still really just kind of in the infancy of getting this started.
Yeah. We had the tactics at the time, C.Ray, but we were still definitely earlier in terms of this growing. And you and some other folks gave us the pleasure of working with your clients and helping them. And then things since the pandemic, interestingly, things have really accelerated. And part of that is a product of the environment. in the financial environment, and part of it is a product of our own sort of our own growth. But yeah, the last couple of years, I think besides everything folks have been dealing with, certainly finances and credit have been on top of a lot of people's mind.
Right, right. Well, great. So, just one tip for our viewers today that might help them improve their credit. They might have decent credit, don't really need
Sure.
credit repair, just maybe help raise their credit score a little bit.
Sure. So I would say, I guess I'll say these two kind of tie together. But um, if you have credit cards, you've got a certain date when your balance or your minimum payment on the credit card is due. Okay, I'll give you an example. I have a card with Chase where my payment is due on the 2nd, and they generate my statement around the 10th. And then it reports to the credit bureaus, I believe, around the 12th. Now, in that time range when it reports to the credit bureaus, which is usually a few days after the statement is generated, you want to try to have your balance under 30% of the card's limit. Even better is 1 to 5% of the card's limit. So one sort of point of confusion here for a lot of folks, including myself early on, was paying off your card every month is fantastic. You avoid the interest. But if you suddenly have major purchases between that date you pay it off and the date the statement is generated, that can definitely pull your score down a bit. So I would say if you're really trying to keep an eye on that score, keep those balances low as of the statement date. And along those lines, this may seem very obvious, but really make sure you're always paying on time. And the way that I recommend that you ensure this, even if you've set up auto pay, I would go to your Outlook or Google Calendar or whatever it is that you use, even just calendar on the wall like I have, and mark down a couple days after your credit card payment is due. Put that date on the calendar and make it a point to log in to your credit card account. If you haven't, even if you did already, just check it, because you never know if there's some random fee, or if you have auto pay, it didn't go through. You never really know what happened. So if you do it about 2 days later, if there's some issue, you're probably going to catch it. So I'd say those are the two biggest things that I think even someone with good credit can do to manage things better and, make sure their score is always tip top.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, that's great, Shiva. I, again, really appreciate you coming on. I've always enjoyed working with you. Been, like I said, now 4 or 5 years that we've been knowing each other, and you have the same heart I do for making sure that people understand what's going on and get them moving forward in their life in the best possible way. And I really appreciate it. So if anybody needs any questions, anything answered, that's one thing Shiva also does, is a free consultation, correct? You're still
Correct.
doing that? Yeah.
We offer a free consultation with our team. Yeah, we do. And I'd say to anyone, even if you're not sure, you're thinking, hey, my credit's okay, what could I do? Or maybe I have one bad thing. Whatever it is, don't hesitate to pick up the phone or schedule with us, because our true mission is to educate as many Americans as possible around their credit, because we truly believe that having a better credit score can help contribute to a better life.
Very, very true. Well, everybody's seen it scrolling down below, so make sure and give him a call. 310-756-8138, or visit his website. And Shiva, I really appreciate you coming on today and imparting a little bit of your knowledge. I know you're busy, or productive. I quit trying to say busy. You're productive, and I've got a productive day myself.
Good phrase.
So
yes, this C.Ray, this was fantastic. I really appreciate you bringing me on, and for folks who haven't had a chance to connect with C.Ray, he's really just a phenomenal spirit, as it were, and certainly a phenomenal as a real estate professional. So certainly if you're anywhere in his area, definitely encourage you to connect. And I'm hoping this year that we'll get more clients in Stockton so that I can send them over to him as well.
I certainly appreciate that, and my area is ever expanding. I told you I did a listing down there pretty close to you in Marietta. Didn't make but one trip down,
That's
but
right. That's right. Yes.
working about that far
No,
north right
that's
now. Got
huge.
one
Yeah.
up by the Oregon border that we're working on. So yeah, I kind of cover California right now.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, then I guess we'll get to do something together even sooner. And it's certainly I'd say to anyone. I mean, I know it's a chaotic real estate market. So having gone through the process myself, having